This is the JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe.
Okay, let's see. There's so many pieces of crap in the news today. I'm not sure which one I want to cover.
Should we start with the biggest piece of crap?
It's tough to find one. This is a wild story that I feel like is going to end up with some documentaries and maybe even a horror movie. Waterbury woman is accused of holding her stepson captive for 20 years and providing little water and little food. The man, who's now 32, weighed only 68 pounds when he escaped.
God.
By setting fire to the house. This is nuts. The investigation started last month. State prosecutors like, this is something out of a horror movie.
That's so nasty.
Around 8:42 p.m. on February 7th, Waterbury officers and firefighters responded to a fire at a home. Firefighters quickly put it out. Kimberly Sullivan, 56 years old, and her stepson were home at the time. Sullivan was able to get out. Her stepson remained inside, but firefighters got him out, and emergency medical services provided care. The man suffered smoke inhalation and exposure to the fire, resulting in serious injuries. While he was receiving medical care, the man told first responders that he had intentionally set the fire in his upstairs room and told them I wanted my freedom. Then he told police that Sullivan held him captive since he was around 11 years old.
Wow.
Led to an investigation that police said revealed that the victim had been held in captivity for more than 20 years, enduring prolonged abuse, starvation, severe neglect, and inhumane treatment. He'd received minimal amounts of food and water, was severely emaciated. Obviously, he's 5'9" and 68 pounds. He had not received any medical or dental care during this time. Yeah. She is charged with first-degree kidnapping, with assault in the first degree, kidnapping in the second degree, unlawful restraint in the first degree, cruelty to persons, and reckless endangerment in the first degree. She's accused of keeping her stepson locked in an 8-foot by 9-foot room with no heat or air conditioning since he was in the 4th grade.
That's so sad.
How in the hell did that happen?
I guess they're not going to the mother-son dance at the high school.
No kidding. There was a slide bolt lock on the outside of the door frame, and it was used to lock the door from the outside. The man set the fire using hand sanitizer he recovered and some paper from a printer. Dude, good work out of you.
Jeez.
Man told police he remembers being locked in his bedroom starting at about the age of 3. He recalled being hungry, which led him to sneak out of his room at night to get food and fluids to drink. When the wrappings of the food he ate were eventually discovered, he was locked in his room. The man also said he would drink from the toilet because he wasn't getting enough water. DCF was contacted by the boy's school when he was in 4th grade and responded to the home twice. NBC Connecticut reached out to the department, but they've probably been eliminated by now. School officials noted that the boy was always hungry, and his stepmom told him to lie and say everything was fine. Where's the dad? Is he dead? Must be dead.
No, she ate the dad.
The boy told authorities he was let outside of his room every morning around 8 a.m. to do chores.
What sucks is we can't put her in jail and not feed her.
I know.
That's what sucks.
I know, dude.
She's going to get 3 squares a day. That's what sucks.
Right, and she's probably not going to get nearly as much time as he spent in that friggin' room.
100%. She should get a glass of water and... You know what? I'm tempted to give her one Girl Scout cookie Thin Mint because it'll leave you wanting 1,000 more Thin Mints.
Yeah, that's the real torture.
That's the torture right there.
And you can just look at the sleeve of them.
Leave them right outside the
cell.
Yeah,
that's right. So she completely maintains her innocence. These allegations are not true. They are outlandish. She was blown away when she heard the allegations.
It's the psycho lady that locks up humans.
We look forward to being able to vindicate her and show that she's done nothing wrong. That's what the lawyers said.
Well, I think they're supposed to say that.
She said she's never locked her stepson in a room. The lawyer said that is absolutely not true. He was not locked in a room. She did not restrain him in any way. She provided food. She provided shelter. She's blown away by these allegations. Wow. It is shocking. What's more shocking to me is how somebody can be falsely accused of such a thing. So he said that the husband dictated how his son would be raised. The husband has since passed away, unclear when. As evidence comes out, you see that she's not the villain made out to be. Well, maybe does this dude have like severe mental health problems? Yeah. But how do you end up being 32 and 68 pounds, 5'9"?
This is the opposite of my stepmother. She brings over meatloaf and Fritos. May we all have my stepmother.
I know. That bitch deserves a Popeye biscuit and no drink. For real.
Who, my stepmother?
No.
Oh.
Well,
I'll let her know.
Whatever you want to. You know what? Yes. Knowing what I know. Yes.
Knowing what I know. I know what you know, and I don't like that you know what you know, but anyway. God, that's a sick story.
Isn't that terrible?
It's
but
so
like
bad.
what's weird,
I'm more pissed that she's denying it. I just hate people's accountability.
like how is she denying it? But what we don't, I mean, was that dude locked in that room? If that dude was locked in that room
68 pounds.
at 68 pounds.
Dude, my husky weighed more than that when he died.
Right. I know. Same. So that's crazy. Bond for Sullivan set at $300,000. Her next court date is in a couple weeks.
All right. Well,
So we'll keep tabs on that.
That's a start.
All right, next pile of crap on the list here. We got a Texas megachurch guy.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, listen, I want to play a little game here.
I saw this morning.
Oh, I was going to say, let's guess what the pastor did, but
Of
I
course.
feel like it's not going to be that
But
much of a game.
You know what's funny? I saw the headline this morning, and as soon as it said Texas pastor, I'm like, sex with a child.
Yeah.
It's
100%.
Texas pastor.
Yep.
Sex with a child.
I'm like, oh, probably stealing and sex with a child.
Sure enough.
Founder of a Texas megachurch who resigned as senior pastor last year after he admitted inappropriate sexual behavior in the 80s has since been indicted on 5 criminal counts involving a child. That's what the Oklahoma Attorney General's office said on Wednesday. Robert Morris, 63, founded Gateway Church in South Lake, charged with 5 counts of lewd or indecent acts with a child.
Why was Jeffrey Epstein always in the front row every Sunday morning?
Yeah.
Strange.
Abuse began in December 1982 when Morris was visiting the Oklahoma home of the victim. He was 21 and she was 12 at the time.
Yeah, was he the dude?
And they continued for 4 years after that.
Was he the dude that admitted to it, but said it was consensual, and then it turned into this? Am I thinking the same? Maybe it's a different guy at a different church.
No, you're right. In June, after Cindy Clemenshire came forward to accuse Morris of sexually abusing her as a child, Morris said he engaged in inappropriate sexual behavior with a young lady in a home where I was staying.
I have sinned.
It was kissing and petting, but
Yes.
not intercourse. But it was
Yes.
wrong. He said 3 days later he resigned as senior pastor, and then he said the board of elders, I guess, had not been aware of the girl's age or the length of the abuse. The elder's prior understanding was that Morris's extramarital relationship, which he had discussed many times throughout his ministry, was with a young lady and not abuse of a 12-year-old child.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite a difference there. So multi-county grand jury returned the indictment against Morris.
Yeah, he's been on the radar for a long time.
Case is all the more despicable because of the alleged perpetrator was a pastor who's exploited his position. Yeah, the victim in this case has waited far too many years for justice to be done. Terrible.
Yeah, the priority is always money and power, but the underlying, dark, deep secrets are always children. Always with these people.
Well, they do this thing. Well, you can't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And it starts with, this is so weird. I was reading about this. So, like, innocently enough, it'll start, and whatever. Other people, when you're like, okay, keep it a secret from mom, when you're just doing something fun, like, okay, we're going to go and get ice cream, keep it a secret from mom. When you do that stuff, it's kind of programming a kid to keep secrets from their parents,
Right.
which then kind of allows predators to swoop in. And since we've already been keeping secrets from mom, here's another secret.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So they're trying to get people to stop doing that whole, we're going to do this for fun, keep it a secret from your mom. I know it's whatever, all in good fun at that point in time, but it just leads to helping the groomers along later. So
Yeah, I wouldn't
they're
even-
trying to eliminate us from doing that.
I would not be shocked at all if any of the charges didn't stick.
Oh, I know.
A lot of them just, whatever. They take the title away, whatever.
So punishable for up to 20 years in prison.
Yeah. Good work.
All right, next piece of crap on the block. We're going to head to Kentucky. A teenager accused of trying to kill a coworker. According to Liberty Police Department, the attack happened around 10 a.m. on Wednesday at the Goose Creek Candle Company, which feels like it would be a nice, relaxing
Yeah,
place
for sure.
to work.
Totally nice place to hang out.
But it turns out it's not.
I wore my good khakis
Yeah.
over to the candle shop.
A 17-year-old who works at the business just went up to another employee and slit their throat in an unprovoked attack.
Jesus Christ.
Good morning. The
You should have
employee
prepared me for this newscast. I would have taken some Valium or something. Something.
The employee was airlifted to the hospital. They're in stable condition. A 17-year-old being charged with attempted murder. What in the hell's going on at the candle company?
You know what? You listeners out there, when I say, "Honey, would you get me my Skittles?" That means she hands the Valium over. Then I can relax after all these hard stories.
Man, maybe the smells were driving him nuts.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, is that a thing?
I don't know.
I mean, it drives me crazy in my own house sometimes. Sometimes I sleep in a garage. And by sleeping, I mean I pass out on the carpet by my motorcycle.
I ain't never thought about slitting a coworker's throat, but I have thought about pushing a few coworkers down the stairs before.
Ah.
I don't know why.
That's okay. Let it out. Talk it out. Wait, am I one?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. I knew it. I knew it's going to end badly for me. I knew it. That's all right.
It's okay. I'm sure you've wanted to push me down the stairs a few times. I mean, we spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, of course, Greg, a few times I wanted to push him down the stairs, too.
Well, Greg fell down the steps on his own. I didn't even have to push him. He tripped over his shoelaces. It's fine. Wow, that was a basket of great news.
I told you there were so many piles of crap I didn't know which one to start with.
At least we catch most of these people.
Right.
So that's good.
Totally. But I knew y'all are going to be seeing those on your news feed, so there they are.
All right. Groovy.
Have a THC drink, all right?
Dumbing down your smartphone. One podcast at a time. Listen, rate, and subscribe to the JJO Morning Show podcast. Get up with Johnny and D. JJO.
Part of my tough stance on immigration, Taco Tuesdays will be changed to Pizza Thursday.
I like pizza, pepperoni, mozzarella, and patchouli. I like pizza with salami, extra cheese, and oregano. I like pizza with tomato. I like pizza. We like pizza. We like pizza in the morning. We like pizza every day. We like pizza in the evening. We like pizza anyway. I like pizza, pepperoni, mozzarella, and
Everything you eat a slice. To you it's just a drink. Pizza is my life. Pizza is my life. Ten class deep dish, double pepperoni, and the yellow stuffed crust, no anchovies, pizza rolls, bagel bites, cheese and crisps, what I like, better than the other week. I don't care, I'm not very picky, warm and delicious, spicy, stinky, cut it into 8 squares or triangles, all I really want is pizza to me.
All right, kids. Well, tomorrow, 3:14. Does that ring a bell for you? 3.14.
3.14. Hang on a minute. 3.14. This is my GPA in school.
No, it wasn't.
It's 0.0314.
That
Sorry.
was your BAC. Okay, so
You leave my 8th grade BAC stats out of the...
it's Pie Day.
Oh, pie!
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
I know. So of course, pizza pie counts as pie. There are going to be a boatload of pizza deals for you tomorrow. You're going to need to be on apps for many of them. So if you have a favorite pizza place, I would suggest downloading the app if you haven't already, so that you can get in on some of these Pie Day deals. So I know like Marcos has one. I'm sure I'm willing to bet every single national chain is going to have something. Now, that being said, I'm sure some of the local places will get in on that action as well. I desperately want to try a molten monkey pizza.
Yeah, I know.
I just have not made it.
Me
over
neither.
there.
Me neither.
It does seem so. I'm on the Madison Foodie page on the faceplant machine, which BT Dubs tends to have a lot of drama. So if you're a drama person, it's pretty juicy.
I like drama.
There's a lot of tea on there, but it's also a Madison Foodie page. So every review I've seen for Molten Monkey Pizza on there is glowing. People just freaking love it. So I would love to try that. That's Detroit style pizza. Our friend Otto started that joint. There was another place somebody recommended, and I can't remember what it was, but it was another local joint. But I'm sure there's going to be pie deals all over town. Now, this isn't pizza, but it's on my pie news. Perkins is getting in on the Pie Day thing as well. You can get a free slice of pie with any entree.
Great pie. They really make great pie at Perkins.
Yeah.
Do they make it in-house, or is that shipped in?
You think there's somebody in the back of the Perkins on Todd Drive making pies?
I don't know the answer to that. Here, let me Google it. Because whoever makes their pies are outstanding. Who makes Perkins pies?
I'm going to give you a THC drink every day.
Perkins, check this out. Smart ass. Perkins Restaurant and Bakery makes their pies in-house fresh every day, and they are known for their in-house bakery. I didn't know that either. Perkins known for the fresh. I just read that. Perkins committed to using fresh ingredients in their pies, all their food. So,
are you telling me they don't take a frozen pie out of the freezer and put it in the oven?
I would have never guessed that.
There's no way, because they're all uniform, aren't they?
Started as a pancake house in Cincinnati in 1957.
Really?
Yep. I would not have guessed that.
Somebody out there has to work at Perkins, give me the secret.
Made fresh and in-house daily. So how do you have that much room in a kitchen to do that?
There's no way.
I'm
having a really hard time believing this.
Yeah.
Okay, when you say it's made fresh daily, does that count pulling it out of the freezer and putting it in the oven?
Yeah, I can't answer that question.
Is somebody really going into Perkins at midnight and rolling pie dough while they're making omelets?
Yeah.
Is that happening? That's crazy. Where are you getting the staff for that?
I'm Googling as fast as I can.
I know. Are you telling me that there's other high-end restaurants that can't find staffs, but you can find someone to make your pies at Perkins? I find that really hard to believe.
I mean, as good as they are, I have never had a bad piece of pie. That lemon meringue is just something else, man. Oh, the untold truth of Perkins in the bakery.
Yeah.
I'm not reading it.
Buddy!
Nope. These damn stories. You gotta ruin everything. All right, let me see what I got. This is gonna be bad. I know it is.
Oh no.
I can't sit here and look at pictures of pancakes. Gonna go crazy. They changed their name to Perkins Cake and Steak. When was that? 1969? So Perkins in 69 was called Perkins Cake and Steak. Interesting. So they've evolved, clearly, more than just breakfast. The overhaul was the brainchild of Perkins franchisee Wayman Nelson, who began making aggressive unilateral changes to the franchise. In Minnesota in 67, he put all his Perkins locations on a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week schedule. Recognized the chain's loose-knit informal network of franchises were holding it back, aggressively consolidated the Perkins brand in the 60s and 70s. Perkins was purchased by Holiday Inn's parent company.
Damn.
In the 70s, decided to acquire it. It never thrived during its time as a Holiday Inn subsidiary. And then then they took it private. The dude took it private and then turned it into Perkins.
Okay.
These days, the world of Perkins revolves around its bakery. Didn't exist until 30 years after Perkins opened its business. The first Perkins in-store bake shop debuted in 86, still to this day. Isn't that something? I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, there's no scandal here. It's just how they got sold through the years.
It says here that they come frozen and then are thawed.
How dare you?
I know. But that's just one article. We need a Perkins informer. I need someone on the inside.
I don't know about that, man. Perkins rolled out its virtual bakery in 17 test locations, and now it's company-wide. I don't know about that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Could have fooled me.
Okay, Michelle texted in and said, made fresh daily can mean it's from the freezer. Yeah. I didn't work at Perkins, but at another restaurant that made soup fresh, and it was our own recipe, but it was made at a factory and sent to us frozen. Huh. Well, there you go. Yeah, don't you think the staffing to do that?
Well, when they say they use fresh ingredients, it could mean anything. Sure. They could be made in freaking North Carolina. Who knows?
So I need to get to the bottom.
They are not pre-made or frozen, it says here. Fresh made daily. So, cheap.
I'm going to go to the Perkins on Todd Drive, and I'm going to be like, I demand to talk to the pie maker.
We should use some fake IDs. We should use our concealed. Well, let's use our concealed carry cards. Just flash it quickly and say, bakery inspector. Say, I think that's got a gun on it. Or they should go back there.
I need to see the guy that's making the pie. And that's how I got banned from Perkins for life.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd rather not get banned from Perkins. But
yeah.
Anyways.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, if they do, good for them. That's amazing. It's just, that's stunning if they can.
It's hard to get to the pie, though, at Perkins because the breakfasts are the entrees are so big. I mean, breakfast the prices went up, but breakfast for the most part at Perkins, pretty good size.
Yeah, I have not been in a very long time.
We usually stop on the way out to South Dakota. It's kind of there's one particular Perkins out right in the middle of the ride. We usually stop at. Funny how you stop at the same places all the time on the way out.
Yeah.
See the same people every year.
Yeah, it is kind of a thing, isn't it? Got to stop at Wall Drug and get a bison burger.
Kind of comforting.
Okay, I know. God, that's so crazy. I've been thinking a lot about Sturgis, too.
85th anniversary, baby.
I know. It's been on my mind every day.
Time to roll.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, so enjoy Pie Day tomorrow, and happy Pizza Thursday.
First Sturgis mention. Oh, my gosh. Pie and Sturgis go together.
They certainly do.
You can learn a lot listening to podcasts.
Did you know that the hottest chili pepper in the world is so hot it could kill you?
Or you can listen to this one.
Bears can smell your menstruation.
I can smell your menstruation.
The JJO Morning Show Podcast. Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.
I'm changing the story I'm going to do.
Oh.
Changing it up. I was going to talk about OnlyFans slut, but instead I'm going to talk about a high school baton attacker.
I'm going to kill everybody.
This is nuts. Okay, so...
and by the way, let me preface this, or preface, by asking people, because this is kind of a lightning rod story here, which is really gaining momentum about the girl that cracked the other girl over the head with a baton in the track state high school relay meet. If you saw it, call me, and I'd like to hear your take on who you think is at fault, or is she at fault? Anyways, go ahead.
Right, like basically, you want to know if it looks like she did it on purpose.
Yes,
is that what you're asking?
Everybody has a very strong opinion, one way or the other, on them.
Okie dokie. So
my opinion is, I'll finish this beer. Go ahead.
A Virginia high school track athlete has been charged with assault and battery after hitting a competing runner, captured in a now viral video. Trending. During a track meet in Portsmouth, Virginia, Alila Everett is facing the charges after hitting Kayleen Tucker with a baton, leaving Tucker with a concussion and possibly a fractured skull.
Yeah, she went down.
It's the video is pretty shocking. Judges immediately disqualified Everett for contact interference.
Yeah, the Baton beater.
Court date hasn't been set. Tucker is seen being struck by the baton, leading to an outpouring of online commentary, including harassment and death threats directed at Everett.
She's the basher, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everett, who is a senior at Portsmouth High School, expressed that the incident was purely accidental. She's saying, that it wasn't on purpose, blah, 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 blah.
Because it happens so often in track relay races.
Uh-huh.
And when I say often, I mean never. But go ahead.
So we have the victims finally spoke out.
Oh.
The victim said, when you go to the other side of the track, you have to cross into lane 1. You have to merge in. And as I was coming up on her, she kind of made me get cut off a little bit, so I backed away. Then as we got around the curb, she kept bumping me in my arm. Then we got off the curb. I started slowly passing her, and that's when she just hit me with the baton, and I fell off the track. Everett claims she lost her balance, causing her to accidentally hit Tucker. But the Virginia High School League quickly disqualified the team after the incident. They were like, I don't think so, buddy. Tucker went to the hospital where she got diagnosed with a concussion and possible fractured skull. She's like, look, my brains are hanging out. Her parents said they received an apology from the athletic director and Everett's parents, but not from the coach or from Everett herself.
Yeah, so
Everett's like, I'm trying to get in contact with her, but I've been blocked on social media.
Yeah.
Well, you have a no contact, so.
yeah.
Virginia High School League is still investigating the incident.
Yeah, so Everett says that when she got bumped, she was trying to regain her balance, and in the natural motion of trying to gain your balance, her arm looked like she was winding up. Mm-hmm. But she says, but I would say not a wind up to regain your balance. I would say a wind up to strike, like raising up to come down. And I think she had enough. Well, this girl coming up on her 6, and bada boom, all of a sudden we got brains all over the track.
Right.
Yeah.
So Jeremiah said she totally did it on purpose. Travis says it clearly looks like she wound up and deliberately assaulted the victim.
It sure did look like it. I saw it from both angles, and I know she's saying you got to look at you can't judge me on that one, on that frontal, the one that's off to the side in the front. But I saw the one. I thought the one that she claims, proves her innocence looked even worse. I don't know if you saw them both.
Yeah, I did. I saw all the angles I could find, which was only 2.
I'll show you a couple angles, lady.
Okay, bring it.
Well, I got to squat over, and then it's going to get messy.
Oh, man, you got excuses for days.
So let me see here. Yes. You have an opinion?
Yeah. So I saw both angles of that video, too, and it's definitely a purposeful thing. There ain't no way she starts to fumble after she clocked her in the back of the damn head.
Hey, I'm curious. If that was your daughter that got clocked on the skull, what would you do as a father?
I'd be going after the parents and her with every possible thing that I could think of.
They're filing assault and battery charges, and I kind of don't blame them. And if I was the kid, if I was Everett, I don't know if you claim bad impulse. What would you do if your daughter was Everett? What would you do if your daughter was Everett, the striker?
I honestly wouldn't tolerate it.
I don't think I would either.
I'd hand her right over.
Yeah.
Seeing those videos and everything, there is nothing that was accidental about that.
Hey, man, it's a good thing this wasn't the javelin throw. Holy crap.
Oh, my God, yeah, you imagine that.
She would've took-
right through. Looked like Vlad the Impaler got a hold of somebody.
Oh, no, dude.
She strikes her enemies down right in front of everybody. It's an accident. How many accidents must we endure? All right, man, thanks.
Yep.
If that was my kid, well, first of all, you're going to do whatever the law tells you to do on that. And secondly, you are so grounded. You're so grounded, dude. You'd probably have time limits on your phone. You'd probably only get to have your phone when you leave the house, which is going to be for school and for work.
Couldn't you kind of tell?
You're getting no extracurricular activities. You're having screen time limited at home. I mean, you're on the straight and narrow. You friggin' wind up to knock someone in the head with a relay baton. You're getting the hammer of the pissed off mom, dude. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. It seems like in the seconds, the very milliseconds, whatever, I don't know, you want to break it down, it seems like Everett was getting really annoyed. You could just tell by how she was looking at her, the angle of her head. It seemed like she was setting it up for the hit. Mm-hmm. I don't even think that could be accidental.
It doesn't look like it.
To bring that kind of force down, but anyways.
John messaged in and said,
consequences, folks.
I watched the video multiple times. I saw it in slow motion, too. She cocked her arm back and ran multiple strides with her arm back.
Yes.
And that's not how you run.
Right, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
So, yeah.
She was in weapons envelope, as they say in Top Gun Maverick, and which you need to be to come down on a head, on a skull like that, would be my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm a detective, you said, ma'am. So the baton at the track, running the sprint, yes. That's a pretty flimsy excuse. And I don't know if we make an attempted murder. I don't think we got to go there, but man, and I know the team got disqualified, but man, I would, if that was my daughter, I'd take that as far as I could.
Oh yeah.
He could have killed her.
Because, so you're doing that now, and up next is stealing a bus and crashing it into the Chinese joint, dude.
Oh, my. That's good.
You know?
That's good. That's where it starts. Next thing, you're clocking Metro Madison bus drivers over the skull.
Right, like, you can't, there has to be repercussions, or it's just going to get worse. And the entitlement of it all.
I think Everett, the statement was a little fishy when she said that's not in my character. She's not saying she didn't do it. Do you notice?
Right.
She's saying it's just a blanket, stupid statement.
Right.
It's not in my character. I'm not denying it, but I'm not admitting to it. I'm just saying, if it's me, it couldn't have been me. It must have been.
I would never do that. Yeah.
But she's not admitting it. She's not admitting it. She didn't do it.
Right.
It's strange. It's a really strange case. But I've never seen anything like it. I ran track for a long time, and I know a lot of people do, and a lot of people watch it on TV and the whole thing. But I have never seen in a relay race anything remotely in the ballpark of what I watched with these two. That was arm up, jackhammer motion, and it could only go one place.
If it was an accident, you would think that it would be less severe of an injury. Yeah, like Josh said, it would be a welt on the head, not a concussion and skull fracture, for cry eye.
Right.
You know? It seems so weird to have the baton that high up.
This ain't hockey. What do you think you're at a hockey match?
No kidding.
Yeah, the baton was way too high for what she says, how it got there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, one of the stranger things I've ever seen I know people do get stabbed by a javelin every once in a while in the leg, but
sure,
this was entirely something else. It's like, and I said it off the air, and I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it's I see these stories like these cheerleading scores where these kids get really mean and moms try to kill other moms, and
yeah, dude.
And I'm not saying it's just girls, because it's not, but I don't know. This falls in that category.
100%.
You know?
That's so weird, because we were just talking about that earlier this weekend or last weekend, where I was like, it seems like everything can be chill with adults together as a whole until you have competitive kids in there.
Right.
Like if they're, you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to say entitled, but they are the top of they're the stars of their school in track, and they're really, really good at what they do.
Right.
And then because she was going to pass her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she had stride, she had momentum, and she was going to blow right by her.
Right. So, yeah, it is. They get so wound up, and I just want to be like, man, keep in mind they're still kids.
Yeah.
Right? That we don't need to get all
right.
But
Hello?
all crazy.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Oh my God! Stop. There's
Hello?
nobody there.
I sound like Adele. Hello, it's me. Wow. I have never felt more feminine in my life.
The JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe. Catch a new show every Monday through Friday, 6 till 10 a.m. on 94.1 JJO or streaming anywhere in the JJO app. Johnny and D. Nowhere but JJO.